Welcome back to World Information HD, where we explore some of the most fascinating coins from the United States of America that could potentially be hiding in plain sight, maybe even inside your own change jar, drawer, or coin collection. Today, we are diving into the story of one very special coin, the 1948 no-mint mark Lincoln Wheat penny. This coin might look like just another old cent, but when you really uncover its history, details, and the reasons why collectors hunt for it so passionately, you begin to realize it is more than just a piece of copper. It's a piece of American history, art, and value. Stay with me until the end, because the value this penny has reached in auctions will leave you absolutely stunned. Let's begin by setting the stage. The year is 1948. America is just a few years out of World War II. The nation is rebuilding, families are moving into new homes, suburbs are forming, and the economy is gaining strength. At the same time, the U.S. Mint is continuing its long tradition of striking coins that would pass through millions of American hands. Among those coins was the humble Lincoln Wheat penny. By 1948, the Lincoln cent had already been in circulation for nearly 40 years, since its first appearance in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. The Lincoln cent was already beloved by the public. It was the first regular-issue U.S. coin to feature the portrait of a real person, and that person was none other than Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, whose leadership preserved the Union during the Civil War. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the obverse side features Lincoln's iconic profile facing right, with the word Liberty on one side and the motto, "In God We Trust," boldly above him. The reverse design, which gives this penny its nickname, shows two wheat stalks arching along the sides, encircling the words 1 cent and United States of America. The wheat ears were a symbol of America's agricultural strength, and they gave the coin a timeless rustic charm. Now, what makes the 1948 no-mint mark penny stand out? First, let's clarify what no-mint mark actually means. Mint marks are small letters on coins that identify which minting facility produced them. In 1948, pennies were minted in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Denver pennies carry a small d under the date, San Francisco pennies have an s, but Philadelphia pennies traditionally had no mint mark at all. So, if you look at your 1948 penny and it doesn't have a mint mark under the date, that means it came from the Philadelphia Mint. The Philadelphia Mint struck over 317 million Lincoln Wheat pennies in 1948, which might make you wonder, if there were so many made, how could one be valuable? The answer lies in rarity, condition, and collector demand. Not every penny survives in pristine state. Most of the coins circulated heavily, being passed around for decades, scratched, worn down, and losing their original mint luster. But a tiny fraction survived in almost perfect condition, brilliant red, shiny, and nearly untouched. It is these high-grade survivors that have become the prize for collectors. When coin collectors talk about value, they use something called the Sheldon coin grading scale, which ranges from 1 to 70. A coin that is graded 70 is considered flawless, a perfect example straight from the mint. Coins in the lower ranges are heavily worn, sometimes barely recognizable. For the 1948 no-mint mark Wheat penny, condition makes all the difference. A coin that has been circulated and shows wear might only be worth a few cents, or maybe a couple of dollars if it is in decent shape. But when you move up the grading scale into mint state condition, coins that were preserved carefully, stored in collections, or simply never used in circulation, the value climbs dramatically. Collectors particularly value coins with strong, red color. Copper coins, like the Lincoln Wheat cent, change color over time due to oxidation. Freshly minted, they have a bright, fiery red luster. As the years go by, they may tone to a reddish brown and eventually to a darker brown. A 1948 penny with full red luster is incredibly desirable. When paired with a high mint state grade, it becomes something collectors will compete fiercely to own. Beyond condition, errors and varieties also make coins interesting. While the 1948 no-mint mark penny does not have a widely known double die like the famous 1955 cent, there are still some small varieties and striking errors that can appear. Off-center strikes, clipped planchets, or die cracks can make certain examples even more appealing to specialists. A collector who loves era coins may pay a strong premium for one of these unusual survivors. The historical context also adds depth to the story. Post-war America was a time of optimism, but also of transition. 1948 was the year President Harry S. Truman won a surprise re-election against Thomas Dewey. Television was entering households. The economy was changing. Each penny minted in that era carries with it the weight of that history, having been in the pockets of people living through that exciting chapter of America's story. Holding a 1948 wee penny is like holding a tiny time capsule from that period. So how do you know if you have a valuable 1948 no-mint mark penny? First, examine the coin carefully. Is there a mint mark? If not, you're looking at the Philadelphia issue. Next, assess the condition. Does the coin still have some of its red shine? Are Lincoln's details sharp and clear? Look at the lines in his hair and the definition in the wheat stalks. If the details are worn flat, the coin is probably only worth its face value to a little more. But if the details are crisp, and especially if the coin still has bright red luster, you could be holding something very special. Professional grading is the next step if you suspect you have a valuable example. Third-party grading services like PCGS and NGC authenticate coins, assign them a grade, and encapsulate them in tamper-proof holders. Collectors trust these services, and coins with a certified high grade can fetch incredible prices at auction. Over the years, certain standout examples of the 1948 no-mint mark penny have shattered expectations when sold to collectors. While most average circulated pieces remain common, those rare high-grade gems with blazing red luster have gone on to command staggering amounts. Now, before we reveal the jaw-dropping figure, let's imagine something together. Picture a coin that cost just 1 cent to spend in 1948. A coin that could have bought a piece of candy, a portion of bubble gum, or been tossed carelessly into a piggy bank. Imagine that coin being carefully preserved, untouched by circulation, surviving nearly 8 decades without losing its brilliance. Now, picture the excitement in the auction room, the competitive bidding, the gasps as the price climbs higher and higher, until that tiny 1-cent piece reaches a number beyond what most people ever dream a penny could be worth. And now, here is the moment you have been waiting for. The highest value ever recorded for a pristine, red, mint state 1948 no-mint mark Lincoln wheat penny has reached the astounding figure of $43,289. Think about that for a moment. A coin minted to be worth just a single cent, transformed through time, rarity, and condition into a collector's treasure valued at over $43,000. This is why coin collecting is so captivating. It combines history, art, economics, and the thrill of discovery. It's a reminder that sometimes the most ordinary-looking objects in our lives can turn out to be extraordinary if we look closely enough. So the next time you come across an old wheat penny in your change or tucked away in a forgotten jar, don't overlook it. You never know when you might be holding a fortune in your hands. If you enjoyed learning about the fascinating story of the 1948 no-mint mark Lincoln wheat penny, make sure to like this video, subscribe to World Information HD, and stay tuned for more incredible stories about the hidden treasures of American coins. Who knows? The next valuable discovery could be waiting in your pocket right now.